Big Mac filet of fish, quarter pounder, French fries, icy Coke, thick shake sundae, and apple pie. Hello, everybody. I'm your co-host of The Hate Napkin. Welcome to season 1, episode 70. Little throwback to Max Headroom there. I'm your co-host, Eric, coming to you from the armpit of the devil's asshole, Columbia, South Carolina, where we're joined by our other co-host, Garrett, who's stuck in the GIMP trunk still. If you don't like it, leave. We're also joined. I was gonna make her a co-host, but last episode she said she didn't want anything to do with it. So she's still just our special friend, Paul into the center square, Carla from
Barcone, Alabama,
where they know how to peg like the best of them. Right? I thought that was on the
Hey,
sign.
I'm not the one with the strap-on microphone, buddy.
The YouTube moment there, folks. Look at that. Now, if that's not creative engineering, I don't know what it is. There we go. The Annals of Hate. My mic is on the Annals of Hate. I don't know what else. I thought we could talk about just generally sounds that we hate. I have something very specific, but I thought today we could talk about sounds that we hate.
Yeah.
Can you hear that sound?
Yeah.
That's my most hated sound in the world. Okay. And I know I've done that before. And that's what my alarm is. And I hate that sound so much. It's my alarm, so it wakes me up. Yesterday, I had some fraudulent activity on a credit card. Which, it happens. Listen, I swear I was not on that Inuit sex site. I did not make charges to EskimoPegger.com. I promise I didn't.
That's cold, man. That's cold.
Oh, now listen, you do not want a glory hole in a. There are certain places you just don't want to bury a glory hole, and I'd have to say maybe an Eskimo house might be the. I'm sorry, an Inuit house might be the place. What do you call those? Igloos. Be very suspect of a glory hole in an igloo. Anyways, so in fact, the credit card company also suspected it was fraudulent, so they sent me a message and said, "Did you make these charges? If not, call this phone number." So I called the phone number. I said, "No, I definitely did not make those charges." And of course, the inevitable happened. Okay, I'm gonna have to fill out 15 pages of paperwork to declare this $60 charge as fraud. And then, of course, they're gonna cancel the card. But to cancel the card and issue a new card, they have to transfer me to security. So I got sent over to the security waiting room. And the elevator music sound for 30 minutes.
Yes.
Was for 30 minutes. Only to be told after 30 minutes, our office is now closed. Please call back tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning.
Fantastic.
I had we were in stop and go traffic for Uber. So not only I had 2 passengers in the back seat, and it was a game day here in USC. So it was like driving through The Walking Dead, masses of drunk students everywhere, 2 people in the back seat, and on my AirPods, I'm listening to marimba for 30 minutes. I don't know how I made it to today. The rest of the night is a blur. I may or may not have destroyed things and creatures. I probably put pillows over cancer babies. I don't know. It was bad. But I really can't think of a worse sound experience than the one I had last night. I already don't like that sound. I've already put it on the hate napkin. I had to listen to it for 30 minutes. So I thought we might talk about things that we don't like to listen to today.
The sound. Okay. It's related to sound. And really, it is on my hate napkin is this over helpfulness in this culture that I'm in. But anytime I select a quiet place, it's just constant sound in Ho Chi Minh City. It's
Right.
a constant noise. It's a big city. So I'll select a cafe that's quiet, and I select it because it's quiet, and I'll sit down, and they'll bring me my coffee, and then just for me, they'll start blasting the worst imported music from America.
Because you're there.
Like, right. And it's like the most awful thing ever. And you're just like, they did it again. I
Oh,
now have to listen to this.
It's 40-something American. Let's play grunge rock music for him for the next 2 hours.
No, that would be good. That would be nice. It's not even it's nothing anyone wants to listen to. It's like the worst
Oh, like
packaged.
the best hits of John Tesh.
Right. Exactly. Sometimes it's worse. Actually, it was really funny. I saw these like elderly UK ladies, and like they go to turn on the music because there's some white people that sat down, and it was like, "Fuck me in my ass, do me up the butt, do a girl, I'm gonna fuck your butt, fuck your butt, fuck your butt."
My juicy ass, pump my juicy ass, pump my juicy
Right.
ass.
And like they don't really know what the English is saying, and I'm just like, oh,
Right.
these two like teetotalers from the Queens area do not want to hear "fuck me in the ass" by whatever new artist this is.
Fuck me in the Queens area? What?
So just the constant noise of the big city goes on my hate napkin.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. They're trying to make you an American feel more at home, and then they play Wet Ass Pussy for you, Blair Wet Ass Pussy, and the best.
Well,
of John
but
Tesh.
they're also, and I don't want to say there's a cultural problem with just silence, but it does seem that it's very hard to get a quiet moment in this part of the world. But maybe that's just big city life, and I'm comparing countryside living to the big city.
You know how I get a quiet moment in my home? I blare white ass pussy and my 15-year-old hides. And I don't see him for a couple hours.
Well, I wish you would keep your speaker to yourself and maybe wear something to cover it.
If
I
I want,
my speaker.
are you showing your speakers again?
Not in front of my child.
If I want a quiet moment, I usually turn on the hate napkin loudly wherever I am for about 5 minutes, and then I have the place all to myself.
That'll clear the room. What I hate is this phenomenon of airline rage. There was a video that came out this week of this dude that sucker punched a flight attendant who had his back turned.
What?
Because the flight attendant wouldn't let the guy use the toilet in first class.
I'm sorry.
I'm serious. And 2 other passengers had to restrain him. And now the airlines are now traveling with zip ties and duct tape to zip tie their hands and duct tape them to their seats. And I am so sick of entitled assholes on airplanes abusing flight attendants. Their job is hard enough. They have to deal with these people.
Well,
and they're being assaulted all the time.
What strikes me comically about this story is that presumably said asshole needed to either take a whiz or take a crap. And so but now he finds himself in the position of being zip tied and duct taped to his seat, and he still has to take a crap. The duration of the flight. Like, oh, sorry, sir, do you have to go? Here's a bedpan. Oh, wait, your hands are tied? You'll just have to crap your pants. Everybody, here's a mask.
Well, what the airlines don't realize, all of these assaults and attacks and poor behavior changed when they switched from nice, healthy peanut snacks to unhealthy cookie, chips, whatever crap they're giving away. And now you have a bunch of hangry people with blood sugar spikes. Go back to the peanuts and we're not going to have a tax anymore. No one else will be assaulted.
No, I don't think that's the problem.
Yeah, I think,
I
well,
think the world has become a meaner place. And ever since there were all those masking restrictions, it's like the veil has come off, and ill-mannered people just feel like they have permission to
Oh,
push
well,
everybody.
fuck you, Carla, for not agreeing me. I'm just kidding.
I think what the flight attendant should have said is, if you don't like it, sir, why don't you leave?
And opened up that side door and just chucked his ass out.
Right, exactly. Actually, I think we can tie in several things we've been talking about lately, because if you really want sort of a placated, calm, traveling by air is an anxiety-packed event. Some people really
Yeah.
do, it works them up. They're already on edge. So there used to be a time and a place, when flight attendants showed off their cleavage considerably. And that put people at ease.
Hooters
So
there.
I think what we need to do is go back to standard cleavage. Now, for the male flight attendants, what we could do is maybe a little, I don't know, a little ass cleavage. I don't know if that would raise anxiety or not. There must be some equivalent. Maybe they could just, open up their shirts all the way, kind of walk around sort of, 1970s disco style. There should be more chest showing generally by the staff. I think this goes for the pilots too. I think the pilots need to make a mid-flight appearance, probably in some sort of Chippendales like outfit. Do a little, wear Velcro captain outfits. Come on out, do a little dance, take it off. Everybody's either sexually aroused, or they're kind of just a little, it's a little entertainment, in-flight entertainment. Do a little show, and then things to calm down or distract the passengers.
Seriously, you are trapped in a metal tube hurtling through the air at 30,000 feet.
There's never a time when cleavage is not appropriate.
There's never a time when zip ties and duct tape aren't appropriate either.
Well, if you're
And I
into
wish
that,
I had both.
well, if you're into that kind of thing, fine.
Well, I realize you wouldn't complain, but still.
I do think it's pretty funny though, the fact that this guy had to go to the bathroom just go back. And now he's stuck in the chair. And it's not like they just
Here's the thing. He was flying from Cabo San Lucas to Los Angeles. Okay, if you're going to behave like that, drive. Just drive.
Right. I don't
Oh,
know.
you think Mexico's too dangerous to drive through? Then stay out of Mexico.
If you don't
You're
like
not
it,
entitled to fucking fly and act that way, okay?
I agree. I'm trying to think of, I've flown so many times, I can't think of any time that anybody ever punched somebody out having to go to the bathroom.
Well, I can't remember anybody ever punching somebody out, but I do remember a flight that I took back. I was coming from somewhere in Mexico, and I was flying back to Kansas City. And there were obviously a lot of Latinos on the plane. And this white couple sitting next to me was sitting there perpetually complaining about the fact that these people were speaking Spanish, and wondering how many of them were illegal, and doing all this shit out loud. So I very calmly turned and started speaking to the person across the aisle from me in Spanish. And they got extremely uncomfortable. But they couldn't help themselves. They kept having to make remarks because I hadn't spoken a word to them. And obviously, I'm so white I burn under the glare of the refrigerator bulb, but never any indication that I spoke English. And my accent is actually quite good. So all I had to do was grab my backpack, put it on. I was like one of the first people off. And the woman turns to the man and makes some comment about, She doesn't look like a spick.
Oh, jeez.
And
Or,
I
I mean-
turned around. I turned around and looked, and I said, "Well, from first glance, I would never have guessed you two look like assholes." And I just,
It's a good thing you said it once the plane landed.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I was up, but I did get a glance at the looks on their faces.
Oh my God, that's well, I don't like the sound of
Perfect.
marimba. I wonder if these two ladies have Spanish as their alarm. Buenos dias, condos.
Domingo, Domingo, Domingo.
I'll tell you what. So I'm gonna stretch it out here. Sounds that I don't like, or maybe just I'll put. How about Haitian air? I'm gonna put Haitian air on my hate napkin because
That's a
there's
sound.
well, yes, because there's nothing quite like flying from Cap-Haitian Haiti to Miami and hearing the sound of the engine stop. Both of
That'd do
them.
it. That'd do it.
Pilot coming on air going, ladies and gentlemen, please strap in your seats. We've run out of fuel. We're going to make an emergency landing at George Washington Island. Which I come to realize George Washington Island is nothing but a strip of sand in the Caribbean Sea with a gas tank at the end. It is an emergency stop island. That's it for, kind of a universal flight emergency stop. We ran out of, now Cap-Haitian to Miami is like an hour and a half flight. I don't know how it's possible to run out of fuel other than the fact that they just didn't fuel the damn plane before we took off.
And somebody's on the ground going, Bob, you had one job.
Ruben, one job.
It's like, damn, I forgot to cap the fuel. Forgot to put the cap back on.
There's some Haitian dude sitting on the runway kind of tapping their forehead going, I forgot. M'oublié. I forgot something. Anyway, yeah. Well, first it was the jolt. There was a giant jolt, and I had an orange crush in my hand, and the orange crush went all over me from face to foot. It was covered in orange sticky soda. And then the pilot
You were
said,
about to be covered by another kind of orange crush.
good thing I was wearing my juicy ass boxers. I can't, when a pilot comes on and tells you you've run out of fuel and you look out the window and all you see is ocean. This is not a reassuring moment in life. But we made this emergency landing. I mean, and I'm telling you, it was a strip of sand, and at the end was an airplane gas tank. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Pulled up and we turned the plane around and took off and made it to Miami. But yeah, that's not a sound you like to hear, is your pilot saying, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize, but we've run out of fuel. Is there anything else we've missed here? It's a world filled with things to hate. I'm sure we've missed some.
Today I hate wasps.
Wasps? White
Yeah.
Anglo Protestants?
No, actual bugs.
Why do you hate?
And I'm like twitching every time I see something move in the room. This week I have had this onslaught of wasps. They're not anywhere else in the house. They're just in my office. And I've managed to ensnare every one of them in a dish towel, take them outside and step on them. But this morning I was cleaning off my desk, bumped my arm up against my water container, and I thought I got an electric shock. And I was like, what the hell was that? And I see this wasp walk around the cup, and I was like, oh, you son of a bitch, you got me. I'm creeped out because they're like, they appear out of nowhere.
That's the whole point of having cats. What is your cat doing?
Well,
Other
that's
than-
the thing. Betsy is usually the one who always sees a spider or something, and I mean, she's on it. But
Right.
These things are so stealth, the cats aren't even noticing.
Although I think if you look behind you there, I think the cat sees one on your ceiling.
Well, she's definitely looking at something. There is one.
I told you, we have a live wasping, folks. Caught here. This Marlon Perkins here with the intrepid Carla the Explorer, Carla the Great Hunter.
Carla, the great hunter, just got this sucker. I'll be
Always
back.
You see it?
I got it.
This is another one, I think. The cat's still looking around.
The cat's like, you turned off my channel. All right, so yeah, so today we hate generally we hate credit card customer service. We hate the sound of marimba. We hate annoying assholes on planes. I'm kind of enjoying watching Carla and the cat doing the same thing now.
Well, I'm sitting here watching her because she's clearly on the job.
My cats, when they see a bug, they do this. They go,
Not
like
her.
this.
She just stares.
they sound a little alarmed. In fact, I'd be surprised if, to the point that I do it now. If I see a bug anywhere in the house, I'll just go, and both cats will come running, and then I just walk out of the room, and then I'll come back 5 minutes later, and there's like a leg left. And like a cockroach leg just kind of left. That's all that's left. And these
She
were
is
both
on this.
they were both feral cats, so they eat. I haven't seen a real bug last more than 2 minutes in this house in over a year. They eat everything. Okay, well, folks, you joined us for another episode, season 1, episode 70. We were in the annals of hate. There we go. All right, now go eat some fucking bad food. Destroy your liver.
And I'm going to go hang out with the wasp whisperer.
We were deep inside the annals.
Oh, wait, I have one.
Oh.